Karyn Bryant for MMA H.E.A.T. I'm here with Rashad Evans, and of course, you know, he is the former light heavyweight champ of the UFC, and perhaps your time is coming again, huh?
Yeah, hopefully it's coming again. I want it to come again. I'm praying that it comes again.
Right. Well, we want to talk about this. We're here at Imperial and Athletics, and this is the home to the Black Zillion team, which I love that name, and you got a pretty sharp logo here.
This is where the Black Zillions get down at Imperial, Boca Raton, and right now there's no Black Zillions in here, but I'm sure they'll be coming anytime. They're on Brazilian time.
Brazilian time. Yeah, I speak some Portuguese now, so I'll stand in for them. You know,
okay.
But no, I actually do want to talk about this because your hand now is free and clear of the cast. But you know, everybody was told that you were next in line for the title,
right. And
you know, Jon beat Rashad, beat Rampage, and you were supposed to be next, and then you were next.
Yeah.
It's fighting Lyoto. So what happened?
You know, Dana, they gave me the call and they said they want me to fight in December. And at the time, I had the pins in still, and I was like, okay, let me get the pins out, and then we'll see where we're at. And then the next day, I went and got the pins taken out, and they told me that there's no way I'm going to be able to fight in December unless I was okay to fight with only 3 to 4 weeks to prepare for Jon.
Which is
not gonna happen. I mean, the kid is kind of dope. He's all right.
I know.
He's all right. He's a pretty good fighter.
He's a pretty good fighter.
Pretty good fighter.
Yeah.
I gotta say that.
Yeah. I mean, so what then? Did they give you a time frame of, you know, when you might actually get a fight, or did they just say, okay, we'll just wait to see who the winner of Lyoto and Jon is, and you got next on that, or are they going to give you somebody to fight in the meantime? Maybe let's say January or February.
Yeah. They didn't really say anything one way or another. You know, they said they'd work with me, and you know, maybe whatever, if another opportunity presented itself. But you know, for me, I want to stay active. I want to keep on fighting, and if another opportunity comes and it's a better opportunity or just an opportunity to stay active, then I might take it.
Well, that's the thing. I want to talk about that because we know when you waited for Shogun, and then you got hurt, and so you couldn't fight. And people did critique you and say, hey, you know what, you should have stayed active because maybe you would have gotten hurt in your fight, but you would also had a payday, you would have also stayed busy. So is that a lesson you learned, or? No,
you know, I think that everything happened the way it did, and it happened for a good reason. You know, there's a lot of things I needed to straighten out, and you know, in my personal life, so it all worked out for the better. You know, when it comes down to it, there's really no mistakes in life. You know, it's just things that happen, and you just got to make adjustments to it. So, you know, whatever happens, I'm sure I'll be able to land on my feet like I did last time. But it's about just when something bad happens or something you don't expect to happen, just find the silver lining in it. And I guess this just gives me more time to train and work on things I need to work on.
Well, I would say the silver lining was, I mean, you look terrific against Tito. You look terrific.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, and it seems like it seemed like you, not that you weren't already good, but it seemed like you got a lot better. It seemed like your boxing specifically was a lot better for that fight.
Yeah, I trained a lot. You know, I worked a lot with my boxing to make sure that I was doing the things that I thought I could have been doing before. And with all the extra time with the different coaches coming in and just, you know, polishing up on all the things I had before, it gave me perspective. And having that perspective made me a better fighter.
Now, do you think that, and here comes Mike Van Arsdale right now,
Don't say
coach.
my name. Don't say my name.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you. Well, one thing I do want to touch on though is, you know, with you not getting this fight with Jon, people like to say, Dana doesn't like Rashad, Dana this, Dana that. I mean, you guys are cool though, right?
Yeah, me and Dana, you know, we have a pretty good relationship. You know, I knew Dana for a while, known Dana for a while now. And, you know, Dana's the kind of guy who's going to say how he feels and just be done with it. You know, he's not going to keep carrying a grudge about it. He'll say how he feels, and whether you like it or not, you just got to deal with it. And, you know, as long as he's always been up front and honest with me, we may have had our little disagreements, but at the end of the day, I'm always able to pick up the phone like, yo, Dana, what's up? You know? And, I mean, we've had our tough talks, but at the end of the day, you know, we can move past it.
Good. Well, Lyoto, I hate to bring it up, is the only man who's beaten you.
Yep.
You got one defeat, and it's to him. What do you think his chances are against Jon, though?
I think he has a really good chance against Jon, and I say that because, you know, he trains with Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva is the guy who Jon gets a lot of his style from, a lot of his swag from. So if he understands how Anderson moves, then he probably can understand how Jon moves. But then Jon brings a whole nother issue, and Jon's a pretty good wrestler, too.
Right.
So Lyoto's going to have to really watch out for his wrestling more than anything. But on the feet, standing up, I think that he's crafty enough to be able to not get put in Jon's trick box.
Well, and it's the angles. Lyoto's all about the angles.
Right. I mean, and he's not gonna stand there. Lyoto's not gonna stand there and just, you know, be watching Jon do what he has to do.
Right.
You know, be mesmerized by his movements. Lyoto's gonna be. I mean, he's kind of hard guy to hit. You know?
Well, I do feel it's funny you say that because I'm not sure if that's what Rampage said, but it's like a lot of guys in there with Jon. They're like, okay, wait and watch. I bet he's going to throw this thing. I bet he's going to catch me. Dang, he just caught me with that thing that I knew. I mean, and they're sitting there waiting for him.
Yeah, and that's what happens. He just started moving around, just like, you know, it looks mesmerizing.
Yeah.
You know, he's just moving around. He's doing all this tricky stuff. He's doing stuff you never seen nobody do before. And the next thing you know, he catches you with something very simple. And it's like, man, I got tricked again.
So who would you rather fight, though? I mean, you and Jon, we know very publicly, have your issues, but Lyoto's the only one who's beaten you. So is there somebody that you'd rather see the victor in December?
I want to fight them both, and I want to fight them in the same night.
There we go. Nice. That'd be hot.
Yes, the tournament style. No, I mean, you know, honestly, seriousness, it doesn't really matter to me. I think that I'm looking to compete against the best, and you know, whoever wins, obviously the best. So I just want to compete and have fun.
Well, you're doing all right with that.
I'm doing all right. All right.
Doing all right. And now that your hands free, you know, it's better for.
It's still. I mean, I can't do no thumb wrestling yet, which was my favorite thing to do. But still rehabbing it.
All right, well, good. Well, thanks for spending some time with us, and best of luck and everything.
Thank you. Thank all the fans for there that's watching, that's, you know, supporting MMA, and thank MMA H.E.A.T.
You're welcome.